a great day, so make it everything you want it to be. It's yours and it's mine. It's a great day to shine.
We are so happy to welcome back to the Blend Style Maven and Chief Consultant of Style Matters International, Cheryl Lampard.
Hi.
Good morning. The team at Style Matters really are experts at perfecting style, not only for everyday wear, but in the corporate world as well. In fact, you in particular have worked with several major corporations and really helped employers and the employees.
Definitely, and it's a part of the job that I really enjoy. I really enjoy helping those companies and their staff.
We're going to be talking today about dressing for success, but before we do that, Cheryl, I have to get your thoughts on the Oscars were this past weekend, and I want to get your thoughts on best and worst dress.
Well, as always, there were some great outfits and some not so great outfits, and I've just chosen two here. This wonderful slide of Helen Mirren in this pewter grey outfit. It fits her perfectly, and although it's a hard colour to pull off, it really pops against her skin tone and her hair. On the other side, we have the producer Karen Goodman, who won the Oscar for the best documentary short. Now, she's actually chosen a similar colour, but oh my, it really doesn't suit her body shape. She's a small-busted lady, but she's chosen a dress that really sort of just doesn't show that off to best advantage. It's baggy and sagging in the front. It's not a good choice at all.
I saw her on the Oscars, and I kind of cringed when I saw it, so I absolutely agree, Cheryl. All right, so now let's talk about dressing for the job that we want. Why is that important?
It's really crucial to dress for the job that you aspire to, because in doing that you're positioning yourself. And you know, perception, I'll mention perception quite a bit in this, but it's really important. And employers need to know that you can do the job, but also that there's the potential to do more. And when you're dressing in the right way, you're saying that with your appearance. And if you're already in a job, employers have to think ahead. They have to create succession plans, and they'd always rather recruit or elevate somebody and promote them to another role within the organisation rather than start all over again outside. So by dressing in the right way, you're saying, you know, I can do this job, but I have the potential to do more. Very important.
And you really know this. Again, you work with several corporations. You hear this from the employers. Certainly with today's challenging economy, though, lots of people looking for jobs, lots of candidates vying for the same positions. What do we need to know?
Well, you need to think of your appearance as another tool in your toolkit, if you will. Because when you get to that interview, whether it's a first interview or a second interview, you must assume that everybody else that you're up against can do the job. So you have to think, what can I do to actually get me the edge, to make me noticed for the right reasons? And your appearance, you might think it's a small thing, but it's very important in what you're saying and you're conveying in that. So think of your appearance, every aspect of that, as another tool in your armory to get the edge.
Speaking of first appearances, though, you would assume that people are really paying attention to, and the most important thing, are what you are saying.
Well,
you would like to think that.
You'd think so. You'd think so. Well, you know, to start off with, you have 30 seconds to make a first impression.
30 seconds, that's it?
And in an interview situation, you're going to be fully judged in 4 minutes.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Now, if that's not scary enough, just listen to how this first impression is made up of. There's 3 components of it. 55% is your visual appearance, your personal appearance, okay? 38% is the non-verbal communications, body language, things like that. Now, this is the real shocker. 7%, Carly, just 7% is what you say. So if they don't like what they see, they're not even listening to you.
Oh, all right. Good to know, at least. At least we have a warning. We're going to talk about clothing a little bit more in detail in just a second. But first, let's talk about accessories. Glasses in particular. Sure. You, once again, have another beautiful pair on.
Well, you remember when we had Edward Biner on the show, and where I get most of my great glasses from? Well, you know, we talked about different eyewear for different parts of your life. And okay, that's fun and that's fashion, but there's actually more to it than that. You know, if you're wearing a pair of eyeglasses that are 20 years old, now, you know, whether you can still see through them or not, that's another issue. But if they're 20 years old, the perception from somebody else is going to be that they're outdated. So is your thinking outdated? And that's really the last thing you want in front of an employer, for them to think that you might be, you know, thinking backwards, and you're not thinking in the current world. You know, small thing, but really important. And I will say it again, I've said it before, but it's worth saying again, that the two quickest ways of updating your look is a new haircut and a great pair of new glasses.
We have about 30 seconds left. Let's talk about clothing. How important is that? Sometimes people can't afford, especially if they're looking for a job, to go out and buy a brand new expensive suit.
Right, okay. Well, I thought you might ask me that question. It's one that I'm asked all the time. But everything I'm wearing today, I came prepared for this, because everything I'm wearing today originally cost in excess of $2,000. It's all designer labels. But I didn't pay $2,000 for any of this. I didn't even pay $200, Carly. I actually got everything I'm wearing today from the sale rack or a consignment store.
Good for you.
And they're great places to shop, you know. And if people are between jobs, they may have a little more time to do this, because it does take a bit of time. But consignment stores, sale racks, thrift stores are really good places to look.
You look beautiful. Well, hey,
thank
you
you.
have a couple of last-minute tips. We want to show this full screen really quickly, because these are some no-nos.
Yeah, a few no-nos here. I mean, you know, the tie stain. Okay, things happen when we're outside, but do not go out the door with your clothes already stained. A blouse pulling like that, I've seen that. Trust me, I've seen all of these mistakes.
A bigger shirt.
Exactly, it doesn't fit. And then the guy there, lovely man, but he looks like he slept in that outfit. Now, he's actually trying to sell a car there. Would you buy a car off that man? Would you give that man a job looking like that? I don't think so. So those things, they may be small things, but they're sending out big messages. You've got to show that you care about yourself.
Well, there is how to contact you, Cheryl. Style Matters International. Thank you so much. You always have such great advice. I love it. Let's send it over to Bill.
Cheryl, that guy looked like he was looking for those 20-year-old glasses that he couldn't see to find them, or see the mirror to see what he looked like. Thank you. Hey, I agree. Helen Mirren, another hot Brit on the red carpet runway. Hey, coming up, this book, it's called The Trouble